All right, let's jump right in. Your check engine light is glaring at you. The scanner spits out P2110, and now you're wondering, what on earth is that? Don't worry. In the next few minutes, we're going to crack this thing wide open together. So that's the code you're staring at, huh? P2110. Yeah, I know that feeling. A mix of confusion, maybe a little bit of dread, but hey, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to get this figured out. And you know what? There's a really good reason to pay close attention to this one. The experts actually call it an alarming signal. And here's why. It's all about your throttle actuator control system. That's a fancy way of saying it's the system that connects your foot on the gas pedal to the engine actually, going. So yeah, kind of crucial. Okay, let's get into what this code actually is. Your car has a brain, right? We call it the Powertrain Control Module, or PCM for short, and that brain has just flagged a major problem with how your throttle is being controlled. So it's throwing up this code, P2110, basically as a big red warning flag. Now, here's why you absolutely cannot just ignore this and hope it goes away. If you let this problem fester, it can actually damage the car's brain, that PCM we were just talking about. And trust me, replacing a PCM, that's a repair bill you do not want to see. So we gotta tackle this, like, right now. So what's the deal? What's actually causing this? Well, the good news is it usually boils down to one of four main culprits. We're gonna go through them one by one, cause and solution, so you'll have a super clear idea of what's probably going on under your hood. And here they are, all laid out. We could be dealing with anything from a simple computer hiccup to bad wiring or even software that just needs an update. This little chart gives us the roadmap for everything we're about to cover. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Time to play detective and start our diagnosis, step by step. We're going to break down all four of those possibilities so you know exactly what to check. First on our list, the possibility of a damaged or just glitchy PCM. Sometimes, believe it or not, the problem isn't a broken part at all. It's just the car's main computer having a bit of a moment. This is the easiest one to check, so it's always where you want to start. And the solution? Well, it's pretty much the oldest trick in the tech book. Turn it off and on again. You'll need an OBD2 scanner for this. If you have one specifically for Fords, even better. Just plug it in, clear that P2110 code, and then restart the car. If the light stays off, hey, you might have just solved the whole thing. Okay, but what if the code pops right back up? Then we move on to culprit number 2. Your car might be in something called forced limited RPM mode. Think of it like a limpo mode. It's a safety feature. The car knows something's wrong, so it cuts its own power to stop you from causing more damage. And usually it does this because it spotted a physical problem. So what do? Time for a good old-fashioned visual check. You're going to want to find the throttle body. That's the piece that manages air going into the engine. And take a hard look at its connections. Are the wires looking worn out, frayed? Anything look just wrong? If you see any wear and tear, those links have got to be replaced. Simple as that. All right, cause number 3. This one's a close cousin to what we just talked about. Sometimes the connections look perfectly fine, but the wiring itself is the real villain. A single bad wire can mess up the whole conversation between the car's brain and the throttle. And boom, you get that P2110 code. The fix here is, on paper, pretty simple. Replace the bad wiring. But, and I gotta stress this is where things can get tricky. Hunting down and replacing specific wires in an engine bay, that's really a job for a professional mechanic or an auto electrician. It takes some serious know-how. And that brings us to our fourth and final possibility, and it's something we can all understand. Outdated software. Seriously, your car's computer, that PCM, is just like your phone or your laptop. It runs on software, and sometimes that software just needs an update. The solution is called flashing the PCM. It's just a fancy term for installing the latest software update from Ford. But just like messing with the wiring, this is 100% a job for a pro. They have the special tools and, more importantly, the knowledge to do it right without messing anything up. So there you have it, the 4 most likely reasons you're seeing that code. Which leads us to the big question, the one you're probably asking yourself right now. Should you try to fix this yourself, or is it time to pick up the phone and call a pro? And let's just be real for a second. Can you DIY this? Well, maybe. Clearing a code with a scanner? Sure. Taking a peek at some connections? Probably. But what about that tricky wiring or the software update? Look, the experts we're drawing from are super clear about this.
They say, and I'm quoting here, to take your car to a professional mechanic or electrician knowledgeable about Ford vehicles and the Ford code P2110. Notice how specific that is? Not just any mechanic, but someone who really knows Fords and this exact code.
Okay, so let's boil it all down into a simple action plan. Step 1, scan it. Confirm the code and try clearing it. Step 2, inspect it. If you're comfortable, check those throttle body connections for anything obvious. Step 3, consider it. Keep in mind that it might just be a software thing. And step 4, the most important one, decide. And the golden rule here is, when in doubt, call a pro. Seriously. And that's pretty much the whole story on the P2110 code. But before we go, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. This code is a loud warning, right? But what about the whispers? What are the subtle signs your car might be giving you every day, long before a warning light ever has to shout at you?